Okay, I'm behind bars. Pianosaurus is here, but I can't just sit around and wait. I need to be quiet and smart so I don't attract his attention. I need to find a way to escape.
Are you sure you can find a way? There are a lot of traps, and if you move noisily, the Pianosaurus will hear right away. You have to act fast and quiet or he'll catch you.
Try to look all around you. Perhaps there is some nook or hidden path that you didn't know about. The main thing is to take your time and be careful.
You're in danger, but if you're careful and attentive, you might be able to find your way out. Pianosaurus isn't that smart. He relies only on hearing.
Walking out into the main hall, I realize that the Pianosaurus is very close by. I must run as fast as I can or he will catch me. But where to go? Everything around me seems dangerous.
Don't panic, you'll make it. The key is not to look back. Run forward. Look for a path that gives you an advantage. It's not like he can watch your every move.
Pianosaurus can be scary, but he's not that fast. Find cover or use some sort of obstacle to slow him down. Overcome him and you can escape.
Your chance is to act quickly and wisely. See if there are any hidden passageways or places to hide. It's important not to make a mistake, or you risk falling into the clutches of this beast.
The dungeon looks terrifying. There's toxic acid lying everywhere and traps everywhere. I have to be careful or I'll get trapped and end up in the acid.
Listen, Yarnaby, don't panic. Just take your time. Look at every trap. Think of a way around it. Time is not in a hurry. The main thing is to pay attention.
Careful with every step. This isn't just a challenge, there's death at every turn. You have to plan clearly to avoid getting trapped or acid. Watch your every move.
Think before you jump or move. You have a chance, but only if you are careful and fast. Watch where there are safe paths.
There are so many traps, you need to stay calm. If I don't see them in time, I'll end up in acid. Running has to be done with care and attention.
Don't look down. Look forward. Acid underfoot is dangerous, but the main thing is not to be confused. Remember, every step is important to your salvation.
You've already made it halfway across, so don't give up. Use any hiding places and resistant surfaces to avoid the traps and stay away from the acid.
You're on the right track, Yarnaby. Keep moving forward. All these traps are a test of your attentiveness and quickness. Make sure you are mindful of your surroundings.
To defeat Pianosaurus, you'll need to find his weaknesses. He is not simple, but he has weaknesses that can be exploited. Perhaps he can be lured into a trap, but only if we understand exactly where his vulnerabilities are.
I agree, Yarnaby. If I can distract him, and you use your speed and agility, we can get past his attacks. He can be powerful, but if we work as a team, we have a chance.
Pianosaurus isn't as smart as he seems. If we look closely at his behavior, we can find ways to exploit his mistakes. He often repeats the same actions, and that's his weakness. If we act quickly and confidently, he can be confused.
What if we set a trap for him in a narrow place? That way he won't be able to use his power, and maybe that will give us a chance. The key is not to give him a chance to maneuver, or he'll catch up and eat us. We need to proceed with precision.
I think loud noises can be a good weapon against Pianosaurus. He seems to be sensitive to noise. We could stage a fake attack, give him the illusion of danger so he loses control. Once he gets spooked, we could catch him.
Loud noises are a really good idea. I can set up a trick to make him believe he's a threat. Once Pianosaurus starts reacting to the noise, we can outsmart him. The important thing is that he doesn't know what we're about to do, or all will be lost.
I think pissing him off is a good idea too. When Pianosaurus gets angry, his attacks become more predictable. If we start with light pressure and then increase it dramatically, he might lose control and act more erratically.
All we need to do is confuse him. Let him make his attacks and we will use his anger to our advantage. We need to create a situation where Pianosaurus realizes that his own rage is becoming his weakness. That way we can defeat him.
All very well, but don't forget that it is important not to miss the moment. Every step we take must be calibrated. If one of us makes a mistake, Pianosaurus will notice it and destroy us. So we need to act coherently and think through every move to not give him a single chance.
We can win if we work together. The main thing is not to waste any time, and as soon as Pianosaurus is trapped, we need to act instantly. We need to make sure our plan works, and then he definitely won't be able to stop us.
Pianosaurus is not just an ordinary enemy. He must have prepared traps for us that we don't even know about. His entire strength is a combination of cunning and powerful attacks. I think he can use his musical ability to confuse us.
I agree, Yarnaby. Maybe he can make us move in dark places, or redirect us to an area with music that will affect us and cause chaos. Given that he's a Pianosaurus, it's likely that his traps involve surprise attacks and influencing sounds. We must be prepared for the unexpected.
What if the Pianosaurus arranges for us to be caught in loop traps? He could lure us into a circle where each step only brings us closer to another trap. He is not just playing with us, but using our fear and insecurity to trap us. We have to prepare ourselves for the most unimaginable scenarios.
Traps built on the principles of music and sound can be even more dangerous than we realize. A Pianosaurus would probably use rhythm to confuse us. We might get into a state where we move to the beat of its music without realizing it's a trap. Maybe we should avoid any areas with music installations.
Wow, what a horror that is. Doey's evil clone. He looks like you, but with some kind of evil expression on his face. It looks like we're in for a serious battle. It won't be easy. He knows all your moves like he was made to defeat us. We have to act fast or we won't be able to get out of here.
Oh, he really does look like me, only he looks scary.
Well, that's it. The evil clone Doey has been defeated. It wasn't easy, but we made it through. Now we need to move on. Time is of the essence. Running on. I don't know what's ahead, but with a team like this, I'm ready for anything.
Wow, you did it. Defeating a clone is not easy. You've proven that you can handle any challenge. Well done, Yarnaby. But we must be ready for new challenges. This world is not as easy as it seems. Let's go. We need to move faster.
Well done, Yarnaby. You've shown that you can handle even the toughest challenges. But there are more challenges ahead, so don't relax. You've won, but don't forget that there may be more dangers ahead. We need to stay alert.
Well done, Yarnaby. You have proven that with such a team we can defeat even the toughest of enemies. But don't forget, there could be even scarier things ahead. Caution is what we need. I'm sure you'll be fine, but always keep your hand on the pulse.
You did it, but don't relax, Yarnaby. Everything you've been through is just the beginning. I don't know what lies ahead, but I'm sure you're ready for new challenges. We'll be with you, so don't worry. Keep moving forward. Don't look back.
At last. I'm almost at the exit. After all these hardships, I am still close to my goal. I have come a long way and overcome so many challenges.
Yarnaby, you can beat him. You've handled tough situations all the time, and this is no exception. But remember, Pianosaurus aren't just robots. They're a real threat. Concentrate, avoid his attacks, and try to strike a decisive blow. You can do it.
Yeah, I can. You were very weak, and now freedom. Look, Doey, it's so boring in here. We've been sitting in this room for ages. It's time to get out and find something delicious like cookies.
Cookies? That's a good idea, but how do we get out of here? It's not like we can just walk out. All these doors and windows are locked.
Why don't we try to get through the vents? I don't know how, but if we find a way, the cookies will definitely be there. Maybe in the kitchen?
Do you really think it's that easy to escape? There's this really mean grandma here.
Wow, we made it! The cookies are in our hands, but wait, do you hear those footsteps? That's her.
Oh no, Grandma! She's come! Let's quickly run away before it's too late. Otherwise she'll catch us.
Quick, there's a door over there. We have to get out before Grandma gets here. Let's run!
Let's not waste any time. She's not the type to forgive us if she catches us. We have to leave now.
If we don't speed up, she'll catch us and then it'll be bad enough. Run faster.
Where's the way out? We have to find a place to hide. She'll chase us if we don't hide.
Oh no, where's Doey? He's lost somewhere and Grandma's right behind me. We need to speed up.
Doey, where are you? You can't lag behind. Grandma's getting close.
I don't know how long you can run like this. She's getting closer and closer. We've got to think of something.
Quick, hide somewhere. She'll definitely find us if we don't move faster.
Come on, Yarnaby. You need to hide or figure out how to trick her or you're dead.
Doey, you're back! Come on, we need to escape together. But this house is just a trap. Watch out.
Don't worry, I'm here. We'll get out of here. The main thing is to be careful, or Grandma will definitely catch us.
Guys, listen. Every move you make here could prove fatal. For the house is studded with traps, and even the smallest mistake could result in Grandma catching us.
I think the best way to get through this section is to move as a group, looking carefully at every corner and intersection to avoid falling into an automatic trap. Because if you act in concert, the chances of success will increase significantly.
I'm warning you guys, every trap here is set up to take you by surprise, so if you decide to move together, make sure you keep in constant communication and coordinate every move, otherwise it could all end in failure and we'll be here forever.
Okay, I realize you're hoping for teamwork, but remember, reacting too quickly or panicking will only make things worse, so move slowly, listen to each other, and be prepared for the unexpected surprises that are waiting around every corner.
Okay, we jumped into the dungeon, but now we have another problem. It's all dark and scary, and I don't know what lies ahead of us, but I don't think Grandma lost us, so we need to be on our guard.
A dark dungeon. I hope it's not Granny's trap, because if there's some secret passages or something, we could be in a real trap ourselves.
Grandma probably won't stop until she catches you, so run carefully. There could definitely be a lot of traps here, because places like this are always full of surprises, and you have to look carefully around every corner.
Guys, you must act quickly but wisely. These dungeons don't forgive mistakes, especially if there is only darkness and the unknown around. As soon as Grandma sees you, she will chase you without stop.
If you can make it to that old passage that leads further down, you might be able to buy some time and escape. But remember, if you try to go too fast, we might get into an even more dangerous situation.
Oh, what is it? Zombies! We have to run and not look back or they'll get us. Don't let them surround us or it's all over. We have to get out faster.
Oh no, that's not real. The zombies are moving fast and we can't handle their numbers. We need to find shelter or hide or they'll catch us.
Hurry up this way. If we waste time, we don't see a way out. These zombies won't stop until they catch us. We need to think of something.
Calm down, don't panic, guys. Zombies can be slow, but there are so many of them that we need to move fast. We have to get through them so we don't fall into their trap.
We got outside, but Grandma is already here. She was waiting for us. I can't believe how she found us. Now we have to run now or she will catch us.
Has she really caught up with us again? We were so close to being rescued and now it's starting all over again. We need to find shelter or hide immediately. Grandma won't let up.
Run, guys. Grandma's at us again. If we're not fast, she'll catch us. Stay together and move in the direction where there's a chance for cover.
Oh no, Grandma is everywhere. We need to act now. No stopping, only forward. If we get stuck, she'll catch us and we won't stand a chance.
What a game! How did Grandma have such traps in her house? We can barely get past them. Did she set all this up on purpose? It's not like we can avoid her for that long.
This is a real nightmare. I can't believe Grandma would think of everything like this. These traps are dangerous. If we're not careful, we'll get caught for sure. How could she even set these things up at that age?
Oh no. If we can't get around these traps, nothing but trouble awaits us. We have to be very careful. Every move counts. We must act as a team.
What a horror! These traps are just everywhere. Grandma has obviously prepared very well. We need to be smarter to get out of here alive. Time is not on our side.
Horror! How did she come up with all this? We're really trapped, but if we're careful, we have a chance of getting out. We need to figure out how each trap works and use that to our advantage.
If we're not careful, we'll fall into one of these traps. Let's take our time and carefully check every avenue, or it will be too late. We must be as careful as possible.
These traps never end. We're not even halfway through and Grandma is already behind us again. These trials are clearly not for the weak, but we can't stop. We have to keep moving.
You're right, but we need to be careful or it will end up worse. It seems like this house won't be so easy to escape. Do you think we should try to find some sort of workaround?
If we move too slowly, Grandma will surely catch us. We don't have much time. We need to be quick and careful not to fall into her traps.
I keep feeling that she is right behind us. These traps don't seem random anymore. We seem to be trapped in her game, and there's no way out unless we start using our brains.
I hope we don't encounter anything worse than we've already seen. I'm sure with traps like these, Granny will be ready to catch us at every turn.
How many more of them are there? We just got outside and those Granny clones are after us again. They seem to be coming out from everywhere. We need to act fast or we won't survive.
It's not just a nightmare. We thought we got out and now there's a whole army of clones here too. We need to be careful and aim accurately or they'll corner us.
Don't let them get close. These clones can be faster than we think. If we're not careful, Grandma will catch us again, and this time we won't get out so easily.
I see they are not as easy as I thought.
We did it! Grandmother, you will not defeat us. All your traps, your clones, they won't stop us anymore.
Wow, We finally got through that cunning old granny and her army of clones. Now we're free and the cookies are ours. Oh, it's all gone wrong. So many clones and they're all running at you, Yarnaby. I'm not sure how to handle this.
Damn, what, you think I'm ready for something like this? These clones are moving so fast, we need to stop them somehow.
That's awesome. But I'm scared for Yarnaby. He won't have time to destroy everyone. Or can you handle it, Yarnaby?
Huh, well guys, it sure looks like real chaos. So many clones and they keep moving.
Too many clones. I wouldn't be able to handle an army like that. But Yarnaby has a chance if he doesn't get confused.
Well, it looks like it's up to Yarnaby. If he doesn't deal with these clones now, it's going to get really bad.
Okay, Yarnaby, look at that ladder. It's huge, and if we don't move fast, the clones will catch up to us. We have to be as coordinated as possible.
Yeah, that's right. This staircase is so tall, but if we get up in time, we can avoid that whole army of clones. We just have to move fast.
Wow! Those stairs look just gigantic. I hope they don't fall down and slow the whole process down, because the clones are coming on their heels.
Oh, what a challenge. If they decide to run up the stairs like crazy, they might lose their balance. I wouldn't risk that.
There are too many factors to be sure of their success, but if they act coolly, they might do well. The main thing is not to panic.
Hey, I think Yarnaby and Doey are smart enough not to fall, but the clones, they don't seem like they'll stop, which will add to the difficulty.
I'm almost to the first step. Yarnaby, hang in there. We're almost at the top. Let's keep up the pace until we break out of these traps. Finally, we're up there. We've done it. Those clones didn't catch us. Yay! We made it, Yarnaby.
Yes, Doey, we made it. But we have to be careful. The clones won't let go so easily. We have to keep moving.
Ooh, we're going down. This is really cool, Yarnaby. I didn't expect falling down to be so much fun. The clones won't catch up to us, will they?
Huh, it's an adrenaline rush. We're just falling and the clones can't catch up to us. To be honest, I didn't expect the fall to be so exciting at all. Finally! I've saved up enough money to become a giant. It'll be awesome. I'll be able to outrun everyone and the clones won't catch up to me.
I, on the other hand, want to become small. Can you imagine how much fun it would be to jump and hide in the smallest crevices? The clones won't notice me for sure.
What, you want to become different? I thought you two were going to act together. Yarnaby, do you really want to become a giant and Doey want to shrink?
That's an idea. If Yarnaby becomes a giant, he can definitely beat all the clones, and Doey will be like hiding. It'll be fun.
Giant or dwarf, it's all so weird. But if they can control their new sizes, maybe they can fool the clones and pass all the tests.
Ha! Look at them! Yarnaby, the giant, and Doey, the dwarf. They can both use their new abilities for different purposes. It's really interesting.
Here we are on the ice. Let's see how I move with this giant size. I hope I don't fall. It'll be fun.
I, on the other hand, want to see how I'll slide on the ice being small. It should be easy. The clones won't catch me.
Wow, ice is always interesting. Yarnaby, won't it be hard for you to move around being such a giant? And Doey, aren't you afraid you might slip sideways and not get where you need to go?
Ice is a risk, but also a chance. Yarnaby, are you sure you can maneuver? And Doey, you need to be very careful since you can slide so easily.
Look, there's a field in the distance. Maybe we'll find a way out or something interesting there. Let's go there.
Oh, a field! That could be our luck. But how are you going to get through there? You're a giant. It'll be hard for you to move through such an open space.
We've come. But there's nothing here. It's weird. I was expecting to see something more interesting.
It feels like this place is empty. No enemies, no traps. Maybe it's not what we thought it was.
Yeah, I was expecting there to be at least something dangerous on the field. There's not even a single plant moving around here. That's very suspicious.
Maybe this empty space is a trap for us? We came here and now nothing is happening here. What if we were just lured in?
Or maybe this is just a temporary break in the ordeal? Nothing is happening here, but maybe it won't last. We should be ready for something unexpected.
It's too quiet in here. Usually there's always something going on in places like this, but here it's empty. Maybe we just don't see the danger?
Look, maybe the clones are not only a problem, but a chance. If we use them right, they could help us get further.
You're right. Clones can be useful as distractions. For example, if we run into something dangerous, they can take the hit instead of us.
Yes, but don't forget, clones can also let us down. If there are too many of them, they can block our way and we'll waste time destroying them.
I think if there are enough of them, we can make a human shield out of them. They can protect us from any attacks while we move on.
Right. If properly distributed, clones can help with tasks that are difficult for us to do. One can open a door, another can distract the enemy.
What if we use them for traps? Like having them go through dangerous places first, and we just follow them, avoiding all sorts of trouble.
So if we use them cleverly, the clones can help us get through much faster than just without them. We need to think about how to use them smartly.
But here's the problem. The more clones there are, the harder it is to control them. We might get trapped ourselves if they start clogging up the passageways, and it'll be hard for us to move on.
Exactly. And if there are too many clones, they can prevent us from getting through the narrow passageways, and if the clones start stumbling around, it'll create real chaos and hold us back.
Yes. If there are too many of them, the enemies might notice us. The clones will attract attention, and we'll be standing in the open and endangering ourselves until they attack us.
Also, the more clones there are, the harder it is to keep track of each one. If even one of them starts doing something wrong, we'll have to spend time fixing it.
Yeah, and if the clones die or get lost, we'll have to rebuild them again, and that takes a lot of time. All of our progress could just disappear.
Also, they might attract too much attention from enemies, and if the clones are in a vulnerable spot, they'll be attacked. And us? We'll be trapped as everyone will be distracted by the clones.
Too many clones is also too much trouble. We need to keep an eye on each of them so they don't get in the way of our movement, and their numbers can greatly increase our risk.
Okay guys, enough discussion. We need to take action. I don't like this place. I accidentally jumped into the centrifuge and now I can't get out.
What? You're in a centrifuge? I told you to be careful with those traps. You just got caught in the toughest thing ever.
Oh no! Yarnaby, hang on! The centrifuge is spinning faster and faster. You've got to get out or it'll take you.
Don't worry, Yarnaby. I know how it works. You have to keep calm and try to find a lever to stop her.
While you're spinning around in there, we need to help somehow. We can't let Yarnaby fall into a trap like this.
Oh, this is different. Trampolining is fun. I can jump so high like I'm in the clouds. Yay.
Wait, Yarnaby, are you sure you can control your jumping? Those trampolines can cause you to fall if you're not careful.
Be careful, Yarnaby. If you don't land right, you'll fly right into some kind of trap. You have to be precise.
This is amazing. It's like you're floating in the air, but you have to jump wisely. Flying is cool, but landing is more important than anything else.
Yarnaby, you're flying so high I think you're in space right now. Try not to lose control of yourself.
Look at him, he's like a superhero only without the costume. But be careful, sudden movements can be dangerous.
Okay, wait. I don't get it. Which of these Yarnaby clones is the real one? They all look the same.
Hey, that's not my problem, Doey. I'm here and they're all just copies. You know I don't care that much which one of us is real.
Okay, we're in. Look, there are two houses, red and blue. If we go into the red one, we'll be the dog. And if we go into the blue one, we'll be the master. Doey, choose who you want to be. But know that if you're a dog, I'll be responsible for you.
Uh-oh, Yarnaby, are you sure you can hold the leash? Something tells me you'll be pulling me into the abyss. All right, I'll choose. Well, let it be the red house. I'll try to be a dog.
Woof woof! I'm ready for adventure. I'll be the fastest, the most agile, and oh, I think I almost dragged you down already. Okay, let's be careful.
That's it, Yarnaby. You're my faithful dog now. Just don't pull the leash too hard or I'll fly off into the abyss. Let's show everyone how to pass this obby.
This is the best duo ever. Yarnaby the dog and Doey the master. All that's left is to figure out which one of you is really in charge. I think the leash will decide for you.
The important thing is not to panic. It's important to work together in games like this. Doey, don't slow down. And you, Yarnaby, don't jump too sharply. Let's see which one of you makes a mistake first.
Ah, Yarnaby, what are you doing? I just took a step and you yanked the leash. That's it, I'm going down. Remember, without synchronization, we won't get far.
Oh, that was an accident. I just wanted to see how fast I could run, but okay, now I get it. If we don't move together, we'll fall endlessly.
I told you! I should have practiced first instead of rushing forward right away. Are you ready for your second try?
Aha, that was beautiful. Doey just disappeared. But now you understand. It's not about speed, it's about teamwork. So try again, only this time synchronized.
I'm already keeping a tally. There are 2 failures. How many times do you think they'll fall before they're at least halfway through?
Don't listen to them. You'll make it. Just count together. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then you definitely won't make a mistake.
Okay, Yarnaby, let's try again. Only now we'll count out loud so we don't get confused. 1, 2, step, 1, 2, step, let's go.
Copy that. Now we're gonna be the most synchronized team in history or the funniest. Just don't fall down again.
You know what annoys me the most? Why are there only dogs here? Where's the cat choice? I would look perfect in this game. Imagine, a cat walking on its own. It doesn't need a master at all.
Well, by the way, yes, that would be interesting. The cat could just sit still, and the owner would try to drag him over the obby himself. Although, knowing Yarnaby, he'd still manage to drag me over the abyss.
Ha ha ha. I imagine you just sitting there while I try to drag you onto the platform. But if there was a cat mode, that would probably be the hardest level. Cats are on their own.
Catnap, why don't you just try playing as a dog? Just for once. Maybe you'll like it. Although, of course, the idea of cats and obbies sounds cool.
I can just see it. The cat is sitting there, the owner pulls it, and the cat just lies on its back and refuses to go any further. That would be the most realistic mode in the history of gaming.
I propose a new challenge. Go through this obby leading Catnap. He'll resist, meow, and fall down, and we'll try to lead him through.
Oh, come on. But actually, if there's ever a mode with cats, I'll be the first to go through it. In the meantime, let's see how Yarnaby and Doey do.
Oh, Yarnaby, this is harder than I thought. Just me pacing, you're already running. Just me jumping, you're still standing. Did we even move at the same time once?
I'm trying, honestly, but my paws are running faster than I think. Let's do it again. 1, 2, jump, 1, 2, go. Ouch, wrong again.
They look like two characters with lags in the game. One jerks forward, the other jerks back, and then they both fall down. Aha, but maybe they'll find a rhythm after all?
I'd say this is the worst team for synchronized trials, but honestly, it looks like a lot of fun. The main thing is to stay patient, guys. You're almost there to learn.
I was already keeping a tally of the falls, but now I'm just looking at how many times they don't match the moves. That's definitely a new record.
This is exactly why cats don't need an owner. I just go through it myself the way I want to without all this trouble. But okay, let's see if they can at least get through one level in sync.
Okay, Yarnaby, let's try something else. I'll count and you listen. Ready? 1, 2, go. 1, 2, jump. That seems to be working. Yarnaby, you're not mad, are you? I can see your ears twitching, and your tail tense, and your teeth showing. You're not going to bite me, are you?
What? Me? I'm the kindest dog in the world. It's just... grrr. You didn't jump in time again. And because of that, we fell again. How many times already?
Uh-oh, Doey. Maybe you should run. Yarnaby looks like his patience is on the edge. There's about to be a rabid dog attack.
Yeah, Doey, try to hide. Or throw Yarnaby a virtual bone. Maybe that'll calm him down.
Huh. It's not dog walk obby anymore. It's survival obby. Doey, your main job now is to not get bitten.
This is exactly why I prefer to play as cats. We just get angry in the shower, but we don't bite. Although, it would be funny if Yarnaby actually bit Doey. Maybe he'd start moving faster.
All right, Yarnaby, I promise. Now it's total synchronicity. Just don't bite, please. Let's try it again. 1, 2, go. 1, 2, jump.
Okay, well, I won't bite yet. But if you miss again, I'll turn into bite 3000. Come on, let's go.
Hey, Yarnaby, maybe we should cut that leash off. That way we can run separately and not fall off after each other. I'll jump and you just run.
What? Are you serious? We're a team after all. If you cut the leash, you and I won't be in sync at all. I won't know when to jump.
Doey, that's not the answer. It's better to train in sync than to break the bond. After all, if you can't work together, the falls will only increase.
It'll be like two players, but instead of helping each other, it's total chaos. Don't you think synchronicity is the key to victory?
Exactly. Without synchronicity, you can't pass this level. Imagine one falling into a pit and the other just watching and not being able to help.
Hey, Yarnaby, maybe we should cut that leash off. That way we can run separately and not fall off after each other. I'll jump and you just run.
What? Are you serious? We're a team after all. If you cut the leash, you and I won't be in sync at all. I won't know when to jump.
Doey, that's not the answer. It's better to train in sync than to break the bond. After all, if you can't work together, the falls will only increase.
It'll be like two players, but instead of helping each other, it's total chaos. Don't you think synchronicity is the key to victory?
Exactly. Without synchronicity, you can't pass this level. Imagine one falling into a pit and the other just watching and not being able to help.
Hey Yarnaby, maybe we should cut that leash off. That way we can run separately and not fall off after each other. I'll jump and you just run.
What nonsense, Doey. We can't give up. Yes, it's hard, but we'll get through it. We just have to stay focused and not panic.
Huh. If they don't make it out of here, it'll be epic. But at the same time, I believe they can get through it. With perseverance like theirs, it's possible.
That's it. If they're stuck on this part, it's time for us all to make a plan to escape. We need to stick together instead of treating the road as an obstacle.
No way. I mean, they've only just started. There has to be a solution. Maybe they should try changing their strategy and be less rushed?
That's it, Yarnaby. We're not getting out of here. This is the end. We've tried, but it looks like we're stuck in this maze forever.
Don't say that, Doey. We can't give up. Yes, it's difficult, but not all is lost. We can still find a way out if we think rational. Wow, what a road! I thought it would be something easier, but this is a whole kilometer-long road. I wonder how long it'll take to get to the end. I hope it's no problem.
Haha. Do you seriously think it's going to go smoothly? This is Kart Ride. Something always goes wrong here. Just don't relax because there will be surprises ahead.
Look at the tight turns. If you miscalculate your speed, you can easily go off the rails. Are you sure you're ready for that?
Well, purely theoretically, if you do everything right, you can safely make it to the end. But it's you, Yarnaby, so I'm not sure about your chances.
I don't want to scare you, but the road looks like it was built by someone with no understanding of safety at all. I hope you have a plan in case you fall.
I can already feel something going wrong. Just tell me, Yarnaby, have you ever made it through a cart ride without falling?
So, what have we got here? This wagon doesn't look that hard to control. There seems to be acceleration and brakes. Let's just try to accelerate a bit, and then we'll see. The important thing is not to panic or it'll go wrong. If anything, I'll calm down immediately. The main thing is not to make any sudden movements.
Ha! I know how it ends. You need to be very careful with those controls, Yarnaby. One wrong lever, and you'll end up in the air or somewhere below, so be prepared for the unexpected. And don't forget the brakes. You'll definitely need them.
I think you underestimated the difficulty of this wagon. It's not just sit and roll. You have to watch every turn carefully and press the right buttons on time, or you won't make it to the next turn.
Are you sure you're going to be okay? You haven't seen yet what happens when the speed starts to build up. All those maneuvers and turns, if you don't slow down in time, just forget about safety. But I hope you do well. I'll be watching.
So, Yarnaby, ready? It's not such an easy route here. You do realize that if you don't calculate your speed or the angle of a turn, you'll fly straight into the abyss. On these cars, you have to feel every movement, not just accelerate.
You'll do fine if you're careful. But honestly, I think you'll still do something weird. The main thing is to remember, the brakes can be your salvation if things suddenly start to go wrong. Best of luck, bro. You're definitely going to need it.
Ha ha ha. What are you, Yarnaby? You almost flew off the rails. I told you it's not as easy as it looks. Don't worry. We all started out with failures like that at some point. The important thing is not to give up and try again. You can do it, I'm sure.
Well, how can I tell you? When you crash so fast, it's just unavoidable. You just try to calm down a bit and don't pull the levers. Learning to control it won't be easy, but you haven't given up, have you?
Huh? Well, that was cool. But honestly, if you want to survive this cart ride, you need to learn to steer a little more precisely. Practice is what you need. Maybe you should slow down a bit.
Don't worry, Yarnaby. You're not the first to make mistakes. The important thing is that you're making attempts. We've all been in your shoes, so don't think you're the only one. Keep going, and at some point, you will start managing like a pro after all.
I think it's a normal process, Yarnaby. You don't give up on yourself. We all have to go through moments like that. When you learn to keep the wagon under control, we'll all be proud of your progress. Until then, just keep trying and don't forget the brakes.
Huh, well, yeah, that was too fast, but I can't give up. I'll try again, it'll be worse. I'll speed up less. Just need to practice more and not panic. I can definitely do it. I crashed again. I told you I can't control this thing properly. Why does it always turn out like this? What am I doing wrong?
Haha, you're so full of shit. Did you really crash again? I told you not to be in such a hurry. It's not a race. Relax a little. You're falling faster and faster every time, like you're doing it on purpose.
Oh, Yarnaby, it's not funny anymore. You crash every time like you come for it on purpose. We all know you can do better than that. You just need to loosen up a bit to start controlling the wagon.
Aha! Well, that was epic. You did fall one more time after all, and that was pretty expected. But that's okay, Yarnaby. We've all been there, so don't worry. Just pause and try again.
Now that's a twist. Did you even once think about what you had to do before jumping into those wagons? Looks like it's going to be back to square one anyway. But that's okay, you're in the game anyway, so chances are good.
Ha ha, well that's okay, Yarnaby, don't give up. We're all laughing here, but you're not the only one. Just get some rest, try again, and you can do it. We all believe in you, don't worry.
Okay, guys, if someone on a cart gets in front of us, what do? We need to react somehow quickly so we don't crash into it. I think if it's an obstacle, just try to go around or stop and look at the situation.
If the man on the cart is in front of us, I would just slow down and watch carefully. Get a sense of where he's going to avoid a collision. If he's in the way, you can swerve to avoid hitting him.
Yes, but what if the cart moves too slowly, or even stops unexpectedly? Then we definitely won't be able to get around in time. We need to think ahead and be ready to brake to stay out of trouble.
What if we can't detour because we reacted too late? I think if the cart is right in front of us, we can run through it, but only if it's safe to do so. It's not like we don't know what the cart is.
If it fails, the brakes can save us. But we have to be careful, because if we brake too late, we could still crash. The main thing is not to panic.
Don't forget that in these situations, you have to make a quick decision, but stay calm. Brakes and detouring are our best options if something goes wrong. The main thing is not to give up.
Again, I just appeared, and I'm at the very beginning of the location again. Why does it always happen like this? Is that why I keep coming back to the start? What's the pattern? I can't figure out what's even going on with this place.
Ha ha ha, you're a real piece of work, Yarnaby. Why are you back here again? You're definitely doing something wrong. Come on, pull yourself together. You know what to do. Just try again. Don't worry, you'll be fine. We're all with you.
Oh, Yarnaby, well, you're right back at the beginning again. What's wrong with you? How do you always get yourself into these situations? You need to approach these levels differently somehow. This isn't the first time you've played.
Well, here you are again, Yarnaby. I think you can really make a difference. The main thing is not to give up, even if the beginning of the level failed again. We're all here to support you.
Okay, that's enough. You don't have to worry about being at the beginning again. The main thing is that you know what to do now. Just pull yourself together, try to figure out what went wrong, and take the next step. You can do it.
Yarnaby, it's all normal. We've all made mistakes at the start at some point. Just don't forget that you can fix it if you stay focused. You can definitely make it through the next step if you don't give up.
Okay, guys, enough of me being such a loser here. I think this is enough. I can make it through all of this at least one more time, one last chance, and I'll definitely make it through, show you all what I can do.
That's the spirit, Yarnaby. Are you ready to go again? Well, if you're determined to try again, come on, we're all with you. You can definitely do it. I'm sure it'll work out this time.
Now that's a different matter, Yarnaby. I like your confidence. Now that you've decided to give yourself another chance, go for it. Don't forget that we're all here to support you.
Well, Yarnaby, if you say you've had enough for one more time, then we all believe in you.
Well, Yarnaby, are you ready to fight again? Don't forget, the main thing is not to lose patience.
Damn, this isn't funny anymore. I'm stuck at the very beginning again. Why do I always get myself in these situations? What the hell is this place? This park looks creepy. The rides look like they're from some nightmare. You have to be careful. There's obviously something wrong here.
Exactly. Look at those slides. They're so tall and weird. I can feel that something is not right here. But if you can find a way out, I'm sure you can beat whatever is here.
These neon lights and strange sounds? I don't like this park. I'd rather go straight home. But since you're here, Yarnaby, let's do it.
Wow, what is that? A huge hole with such a mouth at the bottom. If I fall in, I'll definitely get eaten. This park seems to be a lot scarier than I thought. We need to find a way around this place rather than risk it.
There's a reason this park is called the Carnival of Terror. You have to be very careful, Yarnaby. You seem to be on the edge of your life right now. Maybe there's something that can help you get to the other side without falling into this trap?
What is this? It looks like a factory, but it's not the way it's supposed to be. Traps like from a nightmare. I have to be very careful, or I won't get out of here alive.
Did you see that? Everything here resembles some kind of darkness. If these traps can outsmart you, you'll definitely get stuck. Try to move slowly so you don't fall into one of them.
I can't even imagine how difficult it is to go through all these traps. This factory is a real nightmare. If you make a mistake even for a moment, you could fall into one of the traps. Be very careful, Yarnaby.
Do you see that? Everything around us seems dangerous. Every step could be our last. We need to act quickly, but at the same time in such a way that we don't fall into a trap. This park seems to have us on edge.
It's like everything here is designed to trap us. We need to find a way to disable these traps or we'll never get out of here. You have to figure out how to deal with them before they catch us.
This plant doesn't look friendly at all. The traps can activate at any moment, and if we're not careful, they'll catch us. I'd stay away from all those mechanisms.
I think I'm almost at my wit's end. These traps are everywhere, and I have to be ready for any twist and turn. We need to look for weaknesses in this place and find a way around them, or we won't survive. If this place is full of traps, then there must be someone controlling it all. Who could be the main monster running this park? I don't think these mechanisms move on their own.
It must be some maniac who is using this park as a trap for people. Someone with great power and cunning. Perhaps it's some mad scientist or even a robot running things. But whoever it is, we need to be ready.
There's clearly something wrong here. If all these traps are all part of the plan, then there must be someone controlling them. Maybe it's some monster version of a watchman.
Oh no, he's right here! That clown with the knife. He's definitely the main monster of this place. We can't stop him if we don't act fast. Looks like we have no choice but to run away. We have to look for a way out right now.
This is horrible. That clown looks completely insane. He's got a knife and he's clearly not going to stop until he catches us. We need to not just run away, but think through every move to trick him or he'll catch us.
I can't believe that this clown is actually so dangerous. With a knife in his hands, he looks like a real monster. We need to find shelter or a way out, but we have to move very carefully so we don't fall right into his clutches.
If he's after us, we don't have time to think. He won't wait for us to think. We have to move fast, avoid traps, and find a way to escape, or we'll definitely end up in his hands.
This all looks like a deadly game. The clown with the knife is definitely no joke. He's not just scaring us, he's really out to get us. We have to move fast, but also be smart so we don't fall into his traps.
Things are getting worse than I thought. These traps are much more dangerous now. If I'm not careful, I might fall into one of them. I have to be even more careful not to step on something that will send me straight into a trap.
Damn, everything around here looks like one big ordeal. These traps have obviously gotten more complicated, and they don't forgive mistakes. Even the slightest movement can lead to disaster. You have to be very careful.
These aren't just traps anymore, but real deadly obstacles. If I make a mistake for even a second, I'll definitely end up in one of them. But if we don't move forward, we'll be stuck here forever.
I don't know how I'm even going to survive this. These traps are a real nightmare. They're so tricky that every move feels dangerous. We have to find a safe path quickly or we'll all be in trouble.
These traps are a real test of survival. If I'm not careful, it'll all be over too quickly. We can't afford to make a mistake or it's the end. We have to be precise in every step.
What a place. It doesn't feel like anything that could be called real. It's so hot in here I can barely breathe. If I don't make it through this parkour experience, I definitely won't survive. Gotta keep my head cool.
What the hell is this? It's hot as an oven in here, and these parkour trials are making it even harder. I don't know how we'll survive here, but if we don't move fast, we'll definitely stay in this place forever.
This place is a real nightmare. I didn't realize the world could have such hot conditions. The traps here are not just scary, but dangerous because of the heat. We have to move carefully or we won't survive.
This is just horrible. We're in hell and everything is on fire, and the parkour trials are another huge obstacle. But if we fail, we'll stay here forever. It's time to step up.
How can I even stand this heat? These parkour trials here are even harder. We have to pass them, but don't forget, the heat can wear us down. It's a real challenge, but if we work together, we have a chance.
I can't believe we're really here. The heat, the hot lava flows, and those horrible obstacles. It's not all just parkour, it's real hell. If we're not careful, we'll be consumed by fire.
I'm not sure there's even a way out of this place. We could be trapped forever. But if I stop and think about it, we definitely won't get out. We need to find a way to move on and at least try to get out of here.
I don't know if we'll be destined to get out, but if we don't believe we can, we definitely won't get out. The park seems to be set up so that we'll give up. But if we don't try, someone will definitely stay here forever.
We've been trying to get out for a long time now, but it's like this place is pulling us in deeper and deeper. I'm afraid we have no way out, but if we stop, it will definitely be the end. We have to stick together and look for a chance, even if it's a small one.
I want to believe we can get out, but this place doesn't seem like something that just gets abandoned. The park is addictive, and it seems like every step only leads us further into the trap. But if we don't try it, we definitely won't know.
The question is not whether we can get out, but how much time we have left. This park is probably specifically designed to have no way out, but I believe we'll find a way if we don't give up. It all depends on how much we decide to fight.
Maybe this place really is grounded forever, but if we don't look for a way out, we'll definitely stay here forever. We have to think there's a way out. Otherwise, we'll stop looking and lose everything.
I can't believe I realized this. I'm really scared of clowns. That clown with the knife in the park, it scares me more than I thought it would. I always laughed when other people said they were afraid of clowns. But now I've become one myself.
You're not the only one, Yarnaby. These clowns aren't just weird, they're real monsters. And all that horrible screaming, laughing, and that knife, it's really scary.
Here it is, the last door. I can't believe it's finally ending. All this time I thought I wasn't going to get out of here, and now I'm almost there. It's been hard, but I made it. What? How did I get here? Those sprunks caught me? 2 of them, a pink one and an orange one. They're not just guards, they're a team against me. If one of them blinks, the other one will definitely back me up. I have to find a way out before they decide to step up their defenses.
I told you this was a trap. Those 2 are on duty here for a reason. It's like they knew in advance that you were going to show up. The problem is that escaping from this prison will be twice as hard. One could be outsmarted, but the 2 of them definitely won't let you go.
You're in serious trouble, Yarnaby. These spranks are not like the usual guards. They work together and seem to know your every move in advance. If you want to get out, you're going to have to think ahead and be faster than ever.
Ha! That's the fun of it. 2 against 1. Not fair, of course, but more interesting. I wonder if they're just patrolling or if they can anticipate your movements. Maybe they have some other secret traps hidden here?
I wouldn't make any sudden moves if I were you. If one doesn't notice, the other will definitely react. Maybe try to break them up or distract them? If their teamwork breaks down, then you might have a chance to get out.
Those 2 clearly aren't gonna let you just go. But I wonder why they're working together. Maybe they have a weakness that can be exploited? If you can find a way to separate them, your chances of escaping will increase.
Look, Yarnaby, since there are 2 of them, you need something to separate them. They're obviously stronger together, but if one is distracted, the other will remain vulnerable. Maybe we could try to lure one of them into a trap. There are definitely some mechanisms in places like this that can be used.
Good idea. If I could make them start arguing amongst themselves, maybe play on their colors, like saying one of them is weaker than the other. If they start competing, it would give me a chance to escape.
Or use speed. Those sprunks may be strong, but they're hardly as fast as you. If you find narrow passages that are hard to run through with 2 of them, you can leave one behind and take them apart one by one.
What if you run them into each other? Like, make one randomly attack the other? Then they'll be busy squabbling, and you'll quietly escape. The main thing is to provoke them properly so that they believe it's their own mistake.
You could try a stratagem. If you could hide and make them think you've disappeared, they'd start to panic. When enemies lose control, they make mistakes. The only question is, where in this prison can you hide like that?
What about bait? Find something bright, like pink and orange objects, and scatter them around like they're important artifacts. Maybe they'll each want to take their color and they'll disperse. Then you can act on it.
Okay, we need to figure out where these spranks have weaknesses. They're strong together, but no one is perfect. Maybe one of them is slower or reacts worse to sudden movements.
Good question. The orange one seems to be more aggressive. It rushes right into the chase. And the pink one is more observant, like it's waiting for the right moment. So, you can provoke the orange one into making a mistake, and then deal with the pink one.
Or vice versa. If Pink is cautious, then he may be afraid of unexpected situations. Maybe if you abruptly change your route or pretend you're going to one place and then turn around, he'll get confused.
Another option is to check how dependent they are on each other. What if one of them can't see well in the dark and the other is afraid of water? Maybe the prison is set up so you can use their fears against them.
They're definitely different attack styles. The orange one seems to rely on strength, which means if you lure him into a tight spot where he can't swing, he'll be useless. And the pink one might be faster, but not as strong. So in open terrain, you might just be able to outrun it.
You can also test their reactions. Maybe if you stop abruptly, the orange one will just run past and the pink one will hesitate. Then you can quickly turn around and go the other way.
Look, Yarnaby, what's better, trying to sneak out stealthily or running at top speed? If you make too much noise, they'll notice right away, but if you move quietly, it might take too long.
That's the thing! If I run at full speed, I'll have a chance to break through, but if they're faster, I'm finished. And if I try to hide, I need to make sure there's somewhere to hide. The question is, are there any hiding places or just open corridors?
If the prison is built like an obby, there are probably more traps than dark corners for stealth. These places often have platforms that disappear, and lasers that make it hard to slip through undetected.
But stealth can work if they're not watching you too closely. For example, if there are vents or secret passageways, you can just go around them and not risk a chase.
What if you combine the two methods? For example, move stealthily at first until they notice, and then, when you find a good route, rush forward. If you catch them off guard, you can gain an advantage.
It's also important to understand how they react to sound. If noise attracts them, you can purposely throw something in one direction to distract them and go off in another. It's the perfect combination of speed and stealth.
We need to figure out exactly how these sprunks attack. If both act the same, you can come up with a simple escape plan, but if each has a different style, you'll have to adapt on the fly. One may be faster, while the other is stronger, and if you choose the wrong tactics, they can easily cut off all avenues of escape. It's important to watch them closely to understand their weaknesses and not fall into a trap.
Yes, I've already noticed that the orange Spranky acts aggressively. As soon as he sees a target, he immediately rushes in pursuit, not thinking at all if there's a trap or obstacle ahead. He relies on strength rather than tactics, and this can be used against him. If he doesn't analyze the route, you can make him chase me into a dangerous place where he will get caught himself.
Pink, on the other hand, seems more cautious and calculating. He doesn't rush forward right away, but as if he's waiting, watching where you move to pick a convenient moment to attack. He may not be as fast, but if you make a mistake, he will use it immediately. So you can't let him dictate the pace. You have to create a situation where he can't adapt.
It turns out that the best way to deal with Orange is to outsmart him, to make him make the wrong move, and with Pink, on the contrary, do not give him time to think. Confuse him with chaotic movements. If you change direction abruptly and don't let him predict your actions, he might get confused and make a mistake.
It's also important to understand how they work together. If they have a clear plan where one corrals and the other intercepts, it's better to split them into different sides right away. If they're separated, they won't have a chance to utilize their synchronicity and each will be left with their own shortcomings. Conversely, if they don't know how to interact, you can use them against each other.
You could also try testing their reactions. If you stop abruptly or make a false maneuver, maybe one of them will lose momentum or get confused. For example, if Pink relies on analysis, a sudden illogical movement might throw him off. And if the orange one is just running wild, you can pretend to run off to one side and then turn around sharply and he'll run right past.
It turns out that with orange, it's better to use traps and unexpected turns, and with pink, it's better to use chaos and unpredictability. The main thing is not to let them control the situation or they'll back me into a corner. I need to stay one step ahead and use their weaknesses against them.
You're almost at the finish line, Yarnaby. The important thing is not to panic. The orange one will probably try to block your way.
What the? Spranky's big robot, but it's stuck. This is my chance. If I can take advantage of it, I'll defeat him for sure. Just have to act fast before he breaks free.
Wow, you've almost caught up to him, Yarnaby. If the robot is stuck, this is your moment to get out. Just don't lose concentration. The most important thing now is not to miss this opportunity.
If you can disable it or damage it somehow, the robot will no longer be a threat to you. This is a chance that can change everything. The main thing is not to hesitate and act decisively.
It worked! I defeated that giant. I thought that was it, the end, but no, I made it. Oh no, he's so close. We have to get out of here before he wakes up or I'll be trapped in his trap.
Are you sure you can slip out? That grandpa looks creepy. I'd probably hide.
Quiet. Grandpa could wake up at any moment. Try not to make any unnecessary movements.
Ha, that's a good one. You decided to escape and I would have continued to watch from a safe distance.
Oh no, he's awake. We need to move faster. This house is a trap. Even the floors and walls aren't what they seem. If I don't find a safe way out, I'm dead. He's already on my tail.
Are you serious? He's on your tail already? Run, Yarnaby, run. But be careful, things are clearly not what they seem here. I hope you can find a way out before that huge grandpa catches you.
Watch carefully, Yarnaby. Grandpa seems to have set traps everywhere. Every step could be your last. I wouldn't advise running if you're not sure of the path, or you'll fall into some trap yourself.
Wow, now this is going to be interesting. We'll have to see how you get out of this situation. You're only getting more and more tangled up in this house with each step. Seriously, it's like a nightmare in here.
What a weird house. It's really full of traps, and it doesn't seem like a safe place to be. If I were you, I'd look for footprints and follow them so I don't fall into another trap. It's important to stay cautious.
What a horror! You're trapped right in his house, and I don't know exactly how you're going to get out. If I was in there, I'd just sit quietly, but you're not. It's important that you don't fall into a trap that could be around every corner.
I have to move, even if the walls here seem alive. If I snag even one trap, he'll catch me. I need to find a safe place and hide. It definitely won't be easy, but I can't give up. Can I find even one corner where his traps can't reach?
You're definitely not alone in there. I think this house is like a maze, and Grandpa set the traps especially for people like you. But you have to focus and move fast. Don't miss your chance before he catches you.
Okay. If we move very carefully, checking every step, maybe we can get past. The main thing is not to make any noise at all, because Grandpa will wake up immediately if he hears any sound.
You are right, Yarnaby. We need to be like shadows. I've moved many times so that I didn't even leave a footprint, but if anything squeaks, we'd better slow down or he'll notice us.
Oh, I can walk very quietly, generally like invisible. But there's one problem. My tail might accidentally hit something and it's bound to make some noise. You have to be careful with it.
Hey, I can try to be quiet, but if I move slowly, I'll get tired right away and start stumbling. Hopefully I can avoid loud footsteps.
Well, I can't walk too quietly, but I can try to make the steps light. The main thing is not to step on the toys because if I do, the whole plan is a failure.
We have to wait until Grandpa is definitely asleep and then go through very quietly. I don't think it's worth the risk or he'll definitely notice us.
These trials are a real threat. If I fall, I'm definitely out of luck. But how can I find my way out in this house? There are so many obstacles and it seems like the door is hidden somewhere. Maybe it's not so far away if you look around carefully.
Careful, Yarnaby. I can see you balancing on the edge. Take your time. Rather look carefully to see if there are other paths or weaknesses you can exploit. Take your time and the way out will find itself. You just have to approach it wisely.
I can help if things suddenly go wrong, Yarnaby. But I think you can find a way out if you just think about it a bit. Maybe take a look at the wall or the floor. There might be a hidden door somewhere. You just have to be patient and pay attention.
Yarnaby, you can do it! Just move carefully, one step at a time. There's no need to panic if you suddenly don't see a way out right away. I'm sure you won't miss it if you just look carefully and look again.
Don't worry, Yarnaby. You are quite capable of finding a way out. It could be a hidden door, or something we just didn't notice before. You're getting closer to success step by step. Just keep your composure, and it will work out.
If you don't find your way out the first time, don't despair. We're all with you, Yarnaby. It might be worth checking this corner, or maybe you'll spot something elsewhere. We'll keep looking until we find it. Anything is possible if we stick together.
Here it is, the Great Hall. It seems like the whole space here is just huge. But now I have to be even more careful.
Wow, this place is spacious. I think this hall may be hiding many interesting details.
Wow, a bazooka! That's exactly what I need to tackle this robot spider. But he's no ordinary one. There's a grandfather sitting inside. So this isn't going to be an ordinary battle. We have to act fast and accurately, or he won't let me go.
Wow, this isn't just dodging traps anymore. This is a real fight. Yarnaby, don't relax.
Phew, I made it! That robot with Grandpa inside is no longer dangerous. But I'm not gonna stick around. We need to get out of here as soon as possible. It's time to get outside and find a safe place to rest.
You did it, Yarnaby! But don't relax. There may still be dangers ahead. You need to get outside soon, lest you fall into another trap. You need to be careful, and don't forget that Grandpa might come back.
Wow, you win! But don't stay out too long, Yarnaby. You'll be safer outside, but there could be trouble there too. Just keep your guard up and move fast so you don't get into more trouble.
You've done well, Yarnaby. But don't forget that escape isn't victory yet. We don't know what awaits you outside. Move quickly and pay close attention to what's going on around you. You need to act fast.
Well done, Yarnaby. But the outdoors can be a different kind of challenge. You need to be ready for anything to avoid getting into even more difficult situations. Move carefully, for every step can be decisive.
You've done it! But don't just stand still. We need to get to a safe place to recover. It'll be easier outside, but there may be surprises there too. We're with you if you need us.
I have climbed to the top, the mountain of victors. This is the place where I can feel that I have truly won. But this is not the end. There may be something important here that will tell me how to move forward. It's time to look around and see what this peak hides.
Wow, you have climbed so high, Yarnaby. This is a symbol of victory, but